Well, there's no place like the Victorian Caravan Camping Supershow to catch up with the super boss, Daniel, the CEO of course, the Victorian Caravan Industry Association. Mate, how are you?
I'm going well. A lot of early mornings and late nights in the lead up to this biggest event in Australia for caravan and camping.
No, it is, and that was going to be my next question. How big, for the punters at home, how big is this show?
So we take up 130,000 of square metres of space here at the Melbourne Showgrounds. We're the second biggest event besides the Royal Melbourne Show. But we pretty much take up the whole site, you'd say, of exhibition space for caravan, accessories, tourism, all the motorhomes and everything like that. We just take up just over 60,000, but we've got feature areas that we've got a celebrity on. Apparently on some of our feature areas.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is, but we wrangle in some
unknown,
some celebrity that we love to have and talk to the consumers and educate as well. So we've got these feature areas that we've started to introduce as well.
No, and it's more than just a place you come to and look at caravans and motorhomes and camping gear and all that good stuff, because it's very educational, isn't it? You run a lot of programs.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And what we try to do is caravan and camping, and you live it day in, day out. It's a lifestyle. And that's what we try to bring to our events, and then we try to educate them how to do it. So the Let's Start Caravan and Camping feature area that we've introduced this year, which is about introducing people to what caravan and camping's like and the lifestyle and the amazing places that we've got to see and that connection element that caravan and camping does. So we've introduced people there. We've got the adventure zone with the off-grid track to teach people how to drive to conditions. And then we've got our RV master stage, which is our educational platform that people have been seasoned veterans, but how do you keep up with the new technologies and how do you do things? So yeah, we really focus on an educational element because it's a way of life, this caravan and camping craze. It's absolutely amazing. So we want to teach people.
You know what? It's my whole life. I love it.
Correct.
And
it is your life.
It's a craze. It's crazy. Mate, let's talk about, for a moment, the RV Masters, because that's just been recently implemented. We haven't talked about it enough yet, and people need to know. So, so let's talk about what it is.
Yeah, correct. And I love it. You know, we were just talking before we started recording this, our passion for the industry, we both were in it, and I was in manufacturing as well, and it's about standards for the industry, and we know that it's a self-regulated industry. Yes, there's the RVSA that came in a couple of years ago, which focused on compliance and type approvals for the industry, but business systems, you know, so how do they manage their quality in their business financially? Are they financially viable? We've talked a bit about this. They've got to be in business for 7 years before they can apply, so the infrastructure. But it's HR, safety, quality control, compliance, you know, there's other things that I'm not thinking off the top because there's nine key areas to this, there's 5 pillars, but we make sure that they're doing the right things from a whole business sense and the elements of that. We want to make sure we focus on the best, not the worst, and we want to set the standard. And in essence, you know, my passion for the industry, but the passion of our manufacturers, we banded together and said, okay, let's create a standard for the sector because there isn't one. And there's been not some good things happen over the journey and over the decades of the industry, and we want to be self-regulated. We want to, you know, we don't want this red tape that the customers pay for as well. So we wanted to take the lead on that. They're going through their assessments. We did the big launch and reveal in September, which stirred up a few, and we got a few more on board, which was all a part of the marketing strategy. And we obviously had you guys supporting us through that and around the country. But really for us, it's about setting a standard for the manufacturing sector here in Australia. That's what it's about.
Good on you for taking the lead on it, because the consumer gets the best end of that whole deal, because they can then rely on the fact that what they're buying is backed by a company that's going to stand behind the product, and a product that it was actually built to a standard.
It's funny, right? Because the 2 pillars, and you just got me, right? Because customer service and warranty are the cornerstones as well. So it's how the agreements are set up between the manufacturers and the dealers, but also the manufacturers and the supply chain as well. So the products coming into the manufacturers are of quality and the right standard, then how they manage that customer service element. So there's strong systems there. We're investing in some procedural stuff for our manufacturers so that they do the right things, and then they teach their dealers and the sales staff as well. So there'll be evolutions of this as we go, but customer service and warranty is a cornerstone of this program.
Okay, let's stick with the theme of the cornerstone, because you're the CEO of the Victorian Caravan Industry Association, and Victoria is the cornerstone of the manufacturing of the RV industry in Australia. So how is the industry looking, and how is Victoria looking as that king of the manufacturers?
Correct. It's I'm actually really excited by this year, and yes, you know, we had a big growth through COVID, 35% growth. You know, in a whole product sense, both manufactured and import, before COVID was about 31,000, grew to 51, 52,000 for 2 years. So yes, it's exploded, and now it's coming back, and the industry's felt it. But we had long order banks because there was supply chain issues, but long order banks as well, and they've started to do that. And yes, there's tightening because we're starting to come back to that 30,000. It might dip a little bit low because of interest rates, and lucky they've started to come back the other way. But the economy, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the thing I'm most excited about, and the consumers here now, yes, the prices and the price of everything, but the prices of caravans are starting to come back. But the best thing is the innovation. I've never seen so many new products, but not just I've changed the stickers or I've put a red one instead of a green one. I've got different, I've got a different doona cover or different windows. They're actually new technologies and new products and innovation. The J molds are starting to disappear, which I would never thought would happen, but the construction methods are changing. So they're being forced to change because they've caught up, the supply chain's caught up, and the orders it's getting competitive again. We're going back to where we were. So our industry's been great at innovating. So for a consumer, and funnily enough, one grabbed me that was a family friend and goes, I bought here last year, but I've seen the new 25 and I want that. And that's what's really cool for a consumer. You're going to see some amazing products. And as I said, I think I counted 38 businesses that I know of that are releasing 2025 models, but not just new stickers and stuff like that, actually brand new models. So that's what's exciting.
I completely agree. I've seen the same thing. I've been absolutely smashed with the innovation. I think that's new and that's exciting. And they're two things that sound great in the same sentence. And I've seen them right here at this show.
And I think for me, through the COVID time, we didn't see much innovation and we saw a couple do it at the time, but we didn't see everybody do it because there was the long order banks and there wasn't much new product coming out. So it is really exciting to be a consumer to see what deal you can get and new innovation and technology. So it's amazing.
You touched on it a minute ago, you said the economy.
Yep.
Where do you see that taking the caravan industry over the next 12 months?
We did talk about this, and I won't be too harsh, but we've been doing a lot of lobbying of Victorian government, manufacturing state. 93% of all caravans and RVs are produced right here in the cornerstone, heartland of the industry, and that's why we take the lead. But we've been talking to the government. There's not much money there, even to points where they're going to have grants, but they're not going to give them out because they actually don't have the money. Victoria's the most red tape, land taxes, payroll tax, work cover. It's just mind-boggling, but we've been lobbying, but there's lots of change and shuffling. We get to the advisors.
Why would you have a grant and not give it out?
Well, the problem is they don't have no money. Now, they could be smarter about what they do and how they do it, but why wouldn't they invest? They do this thing about new technologies, but why wouldn't they invest into the local people that are already here and help them grow and be innovative and do the right thing? So, it's odd and it's tough out there. And as I said, Victoria's the hardest because the red tape. We got the most red tape in the country, and it's been a lot in the news. We've been doing a lot of PR about that and radio and TV and in the papers as well, but we'll keep going and keep banging the drum. But I'm pretty proud of these guys and what they keep doing with innovation that keeps put us instead. So hopefully government will come along. We know from an economy point with the inflation of COVID and the price pushing up with everything, and let's not talk about power bills and going to the supermarket, it's not fun. Going to the pubs and all that, the
it's
cost
still
of that.
fun, it just costs a lot.
It costs a lot of money, right? And that's why people aren't doing it. So hopefully, and the day before the show, there was the interest rate cut announcement, which I didn't think would come. I actually thought they were going to say no, let's ride it through. So that means there is a little bit of instability in it, which is good because it starts to put money back in people's pockets. It is tough out there, and people probably went hard, not realising it was going to go so far. So hopefully we get some normality soon. I think wages and stuff have started to increase because we've seen that as well. So that'll push a bit more money into people's pockets that, they can do. But, I think the best thing and what we try to say to everybody is caravan and camping is the most affordable holiday, and that's why you should do it.
I was about to say exactly the same thing, mate. It's a good time to take people out, and I've been talking to people at the show here the whole time about what comes out of caravan and camping and my memories of being a child and sitting around that fire. It don't cost a lot of money, but does build a lot of memories that are good, wholesome family time. Daniel, keep up the good work.
Thank you, mate. Really appreciate your support. See him on all our stages. This is the celebrity I was talking about.
Oh, Mum said I was a celebrity, but she was the only person who ever said it. Thank you, mate.